If you're just beginning to play gigs, or perhaps you're looking at tips to make your gigs better, then this is the video for you. Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. My name is Dez, and today we're going to be going over 5 tips to take your gigs to the next level. If you enjoyed this type of content, please leave a like down below and consider subscribing. It really helps me overcome
the almighty YouTube algorithm
and allows me to bring more content like this to you. Let's get into it. Tip number 1. Be early. Do not show up to your gig at load-in time. If they tell you, hey, be here at 5, and you get there at 5 and you feel super rushed, and you got to get everything on stage, you don't know where everything is, you don't know who you're talking to at the venue, it's a real cluster. Do not do that. Get to the show several hours before your actual load-in time. This allows you to scope out the venue, get to meet the people that's running the venue, maybe any of the stage hands, anything like this. It really helps out knowing where you're going, who you're talking to, where you're going to be setting up at, so on and so forth. This also allows you to calm your nerves, get some of those pre-show jitters out of the way, and really get into a positive mindset for the show. Tip number 2. Know your parts. Now, this goes without saying, but know your actual parts. If you know your parts like the back of your hand, then if something goes wrong during the show that can be fixed by one of your crew members, or maybe you can fix it while you're playing, then you don't have to interrupt the performance and start the song over. For instance, my band, Malice Jackson, had a show recently where not only my in-ear monitors quit working, but our drummer's in-ear monitors quit working as well. So we had to just continue playing because we didn't want to interrupt the song. It was our first song of the set, so it was like, hey, we don't want to stop and then start. It makes us look incredibly unprofessional. Now, I did have to fiddle around with my stuff while I was playing, but it's all good. We were able to get through it. Essentially, the wireless unit I was using for my guitar messed up the signal of mine and my drummer's in-ear monitors, and it just caused a big confusion. But because we knew our parts, we were able to stay on time and in key and continue playing as if nothing really happened. And then after the song, we sorted out the issue. I swapped to a cable instead of wireless, and we were good to go. Tip number 3. Have backup equipment. Now, let's say you get to a gig, you pull your guitar out of the gig bag or the case, and you're looking it over. Oh no, the headstock's broke, or the neck is cracked, or you're not getting any sound out of it whatsoever, and this is the only guitar you have. Well, what are you going to do? You go and ask one of the other bands, like, hey man, can I borrow a guitar? No, sorry, we're set up in C# standard, and you guys use E standard, so, can't really do that. It'll mess up my stuff, and now you're out of luck. Having a backup guitar really helps mitigate this problem, and it's not just for guitar, it's for everybody in the band. Have backup strings, backup cables, backup microphone, for drummers, backup drumsticks, drum heads, an extra cymbal or two, just something where if the parts you have end up messing up, it can be replaced easily within the show without any major interruption. Tip number 4. Condense your live rig. Now, this may seem contradictory to the previous one. Why are you saying bring backup equipment, but also condense your live rig? I know it sounds odd, but if you can condense your live rig to smaller parts, it allows you to set up faster, and it allows your stage presence to look a little more professional because you don't have 100 million pieces laying around everywhere. For instance, in my band, I use a Line 6 Helix, and I also have a cabinet back here behind me that I use for stage volume. Now, if I'm playing on a really small stage, I might not even bring my cabinet. I can plug my Helix directly into front of house and also our in-ear rig, and I don't have to worry about it because I can hear myself, the crowd can hear me, we're good to go. The cab is just one of those accessories I don't necessarily need. So if you can cut down how much you bring to your gig, the quicker you can get set up. So if you play with like a 4x12, consider cutting it down to a 2x12. Or perhaps you're only playing small bars or something like that, and you play with a 2x12, consider cutting it down to a 1x12. more often than not, you're getting mic'd up, so you're getting sound through front of house, so you don't have to have these massive speakers everywhere, so you can condense it down and you're not having to worry about how much you're bringing with you. So, for instance, if you play with a 4x12 cabinet and a 100 watt head and you're only playing bars, you don't necessarily need that big of an amp for a bar. Cut it down to maybe a 15 watt head and a 2x12 cab, or even get a combo amp. It works just as well, and in something small like that, you're typically going to be mic'd up anyway, and you're not having to carry sound across an entire stadium, so a 1x12 will more than likely carry your sound across the bar. So because of this, you're not having to carry a huge, massive 100 watt amp in a 4x12 cabinet in, whatever your car, your trailer, your truck, whatever, and it really saves space, not only for loading, but also on stage. Tip number 5, an easy one, but probably the most important, just enjoy the moment. Get up there and have fun, not only for yourself, but with your bandmates. Put on a show for the crowd. Smile, jump around, dance around, fist bump the crowd, high five them, make them clap, make them cheer. Do all that fun stuff that really gets you vibing and in a good mood. It makes you feel good. If you get up there on stage and you're looking miserable and looking down the whole time, and you're almost, just kind of playing just to get through it. You're like, oh yeah, let's get this over with. Don't do that. You're not going to have fun. The crowd isn't going to have fun. So if you're enjoying the moment, getting out there and giving it your all, your show will be that much better. So that's going to be it for me today. There are 5 essential tips for a better gig. It will take your bad gig to a good gig, and your good gig to an excellent gig. If you found these tips helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Every little bit counts. Thanks for tuning in with me today and spending some time with me. I'll catch you in the next one.